Time Spiral Remastered is in the middle of preview season. We have seen the blue and white cards so far, and we want to go through them.
Yes, we're going to talk about some of the great cards that have appeared so far in these spoilers, and then we're going to talk about that magical thing, the finance side of this. And the video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to The Day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We're going to pick through the blue and white cards that we have seen and talk about the money. Before we do, if you would, go down there, hit that like button if you like the video. By the end of it, hit that dislike button if you don't.
Yes, and click subscribe. That's a great way to support the channel. And if you are a fan of Jake and Joel, head on over to Patreon. That's a great way to support as well. And there are a lot of perks. Let's get into it. So today we're talking about Time Spiral Remastered blue and white cards. WOTC has done it a little bit differently this time with the spoiler season. They've shown us the blue and white cards. We haven't seen any of the other cards, but we have seen these ones. We've got a lot of cards in a new time-shifted frame, which is kind of the whole appeal of this. We've seen some great reprints. Go over to Scryfall. Go check these out. There's like Paradoxical Outcome. There's some cards that we aren't talking about because we are going to talk about the big hits as far as money and predictions as far as money based on some of these old border frames.
Some of these cards are so cool, man. We have got some pretty high value targets. I know that the spoiler season for this set has been overshadowed by all of the other news happening with Wizards and Hasbro right now. But when Jake and I started picking through these cards to make this video, we really found some that are going to be excellent pull targets. Why don't we jump over and look at those 10 cards we pulled out?
Time-shifted border. That's the big thing about these cards, and it's going to have a certain pimp factor in EDH. There will be players that prefer this time-shifted border from Time Spiral Remastered. You have to know that that is going to be a thing.
Completely agree. There are going to be cards that are normally like $2 to $4 for the acquisition cost, and you're going to probably see those cards be up in the 8 to 10 range, depending on the card and how much playability it's got, of course, and what formats. But you need to be aware that that is going to drive the price of some of these seemingly low value cards. This one that you're looking at right here, Chalice of the Void, this is not a seemingly low cost card. This is a high cost card, and it's in the old border, and it's going to be in foil in that old border in some packs. Right. This is the kind of money card that you're really looking for. We knew this card was coming, though, so let's jump into the blue and white cards that we have pulled out. And first, I want to start with a Jake. We called it. Pact of Negation being reprinted in this set. We didn't break any boundaries. We didn't prove that we're Nobel Prize laureates or anything with that call, but Pact of Negation got them.
Yeah. About a $30 card here, and I will say really quick, 35 to 40ish on the Chalice.
Yeah.
Very interesting reprint. This is a great card, very strong card, multi-format staple. It's just free spell.
Yep.
We talked about it in the prediction video. Can't really say much more about Pact of Negation other than that. It's excellent. Next, we have Angel's Grace in this card. No time-shifted border, but it is a reprint with all new art. Angel's Grace, also a big EDH format staple. This is one of those cards that you can't lose the game this turn.
Dude, the Zoltan art on this card is just gorgeous. It's such a nice homage to the original while still being its own card. Jake, what have we got as far as value on the Angel's Grace here?
Yeah, Angel's Grace is going to be in this new art. You know, I would say this is going to be around a $15 to $20 bill. We're probably going to see a pretty big correction on this card.
Yeah.
But remember that these Time Spiral Remastered boxes, these are going to be anywhere from 200 to 250. Some people got in at 150, 175. Those prices are long gone. And it really does depend on A, you know, how fun is this product to play, and B, what is the, you know, overall desirability of this product. We've only seen the blue and white cards so far. Yeah, let's talk about Silence. This is an excellent card. White, your opponents can't cast spells this turn. This is just one of those like, all right, let's put a halt on the opponent's turn here. It's kind of just like they take a turn off.
Right. This is one of those old border cards. In and of itself, this card is what, $3, $4 if I'm correct. In this old border, in its foil, this card is going to be very desirable. We've got a couple of core set printings of this card so far. This in foil, old border, this is what we're talking about. This is going to be some value hits in these packs that I don't think we were really thinking about. We were just thinking about what is going to be reprinted and how much value is that going to add to the set. these old border cards, it's going to be a little bit harder to tell because like Jake was saying at the beginning of the video, we've got the EDH pimp factor to take into account. And if you want to talk about EDH pimp factor, true name Nemesis in this old border, Jake, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, and it really does have a lot to do with the price of this product coming out. It's not like a normal set. It has a higher price tag. But yeah, true name Nemesis, when this card first came out, it pretty much paid for the Commander Precon that it was printed in.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It was a $30 card.
I think it was like Mind Seas that it was printed in or something like that. It's been a minute, but it has seen a reprint since. And then also you have the COVID factor, which is certain formats have all but been just, you know, halted completely. And so certain formats where this card would dominate, like Legacy and stuff like that, there just isn't a lot of tournament support. So the price on this card is down. However, that old border, again, I know we've said it a lot, but on the cards that do have it and feature it, there will be a premium on that on that foil price.
That's what you're looking for here. This has gone from that $30 price point down to around $8, $9. But the old border. Here's one in the new border, Jake. Walk the Aeons. How about a 6 cost, take an extra turn spell? Those are around everywhere, right?
Yeah, Walk the Aeons, around a $10 card here. Probably going to see a little bit of a correction on this just because there is scarcity. Keep that in mind. If you're new to MTG, know that scarcity is a thing and that certain cards that are more scarce have a higher price tag because, hey, there's not as much supply. But when you satiate that supply, the price goes down. Walk the Aeons is a nice target here, and you aren't going to hate pulling it.
No, not at all. Baral, Chief of Compliance. So this is a $7 or $8 mono blue commander. You're looking at very competitive commander. This one isn't for your casual tables because nobody wants to sit next to the person that's only playing counter spells. However, if you're just trying to win, Baral is probably a good way to go. We've only got the Aether Revolt. I can't remember if it was Kaladesh or Aether Revolt, but we've only got the one printing from that block. Baral, Chief of Compliance in the old border foil. That's the target you're looking for if you're targeting Baral. I mean, Jake, I feel like this has the potential to be a $15, $20 bill if you hit in that old border foil.
Also, it's a modern playable card. There's going to be a lot of people that like Baral for storm decks and stuff like that. The playability goes outside of Commander, and so people that are going to want multiple copies or again that pimp factor are probably going to look here because like you said, Baral one printing, and then it also has the promo printing, the stamped printing from when it came out. But outside of that, it's only been printed once.
Yeah, exactly. Restore Balance is one of the mythics that we saw in white. A suspend card that evens out how many lands are on the battlefield. EDH playable. Jake, what's our value on Restore Balance?
Yeah, on Restore Balance, around a $5 bill, but this is one of the best mythics that we've seen so far as good playable card. A little bit slow on that suspend. Not a super big fan of it, although I don't really play a lot of white in EDH, but it is worth including as it does have some value in that foil variant. Will probably be a nice multiplier too.
Yeah, it's a decent mythic. It's probably going to be one of the lower mythic hits, but with Laboratory Maniac, this is going to be another one in foil old border you're just absolutely gonna love to see.
Printed at rare and then also printed at uncommon, the card still commands in just its regular variant a $5 bill. Whenever it comes out, it dips, and then people buy the dip, it goes back up, and that's how Laboratory Maniac works. But that's when a card says win the game. People are going to figure out how do you abuse it, and with cards like Demonic Consultation and Ad Nauseam and ways to race to the bottom of your deck, Tainted Pact,
Hermit Druid.
EDH variants that are just get to the bottom, fast as Oracle, or in this case, a Laboratory Maniac. I think it's going to be highly desirable.
Yeah, completely agree, 100%. We've got a low-res version of this one here, but they reprinted Venser Shaper Savant. Enters the battlefield, you're returning a spell or a permanent to its owner's hand, so you're returning pretty much anything when it enters the battlefield at flash speed.
Fantastic.
Jake, this one's
card.
Surprisingly expensive.
EDH, man. EDH. It's just that versatility, like you're talking about, is where the card shines. It's just that wide net of,
interrupts
oh my gosh,
combo.
are they comboing off? Now it's time to flash in Venser. Turn that combo off, baby. Like this is the card. This is the combo killer. Flash is where it's at, man. What should we say? Flash is the splash? Is that
Flash is a splash? Splash for the flash? I don't know. We'll keep working on that
splash
one.
for the flash? I like that.
Venser's definitely a good hit, especially at rare. Mystic Confluence is another one of the old border cards we saw. This is kind of a pet card of mine. I always love these modal spells, especially when it says you can choose the same mode more than once after you get to choose 3. It's just such a fun card. This is Pimp Factor. This is old border foil. That's the kind of thing that you're going to want to be searching for in foil when you're on your Time Spiral Remaster foil quest. I hit a little too fast, Jake. I want to step back real fast. What's our price on Venser Shaper Savant?
Oh, yes. On Venser is going to be around $10, and then on the Mystic Confluence, around $3 to $4. It has been reprinted, but again, this border foil variant.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be in the comments. They're just going to go, old border foil.
This was one of our early review artifacts, and then we've seen blue and white. And so I think, Jake, that a good base has been laid for some value in this set. And we've got 3 more colors and gold to go, plus artifacts and lands. And we know the value of the lands.
Yeah, and we know the value of the potential of what could be in that gold border.
Right.
Oh, man. I'm waiting for some big spice. There's some cards that I would consider picking up in the secondary market if I'm just buying singles. A lot of them featured in this video. But other than that, you know, I'm not really springing to buy a box. I haven't bought one. I'm not putting it at the forefront of my mind right now.
Yeah, we're probably going to cover these in pairs of colors. So we did white, blue. After the next 2 colors come out, look for our next video on this. We really want to pick through and find our best value targets as Time Spiral Remastered is previewed. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you don't, hit that dislike button. And we're real about that. It really does help us out if you tell us if you like the video or not. Other than that, Jake, I'm tapped out.
Until next time, we're going to be remastering our mastery of Time Spiral Remastered.